Hi there. I'm Barb Brimhall, the Busy Bee Stamper, and welcome to Step It Up Stamping. Today we're going to take one card idea and turn it into three, all with simple steps that anyone could try. Whether you're brand new to card making or just short on time, I know you're going to walk away with something that you love. Let's get stamping. Today, we're using the Impressions Abloom Bundle. This is an online exclusive product. I've already done a Step It Up stamping with this bundle, but there are so many opportunities with this bundle that I decided to do a second one. Now, I want to point out a couple of things in this bundle before I get started, mainly this stamp and this stamp. These are what is known as two-step stamping stamps. So you can do your flower in one color, your stem and your leaf in another color. So it makes creating these cards super duper easy. And then you can cut out what you stamp with all the coordinating dies. So this is a very, very easy bundle to use. So let's get started. I'm going to bring out the first card, which is what I call the Busy Bee card. It's for beginners. It's quick, it's easy, it's fast, and anybody can make this card. Now, I'm using Pretty Peacock for the card base. I'm using basic white. And then these two layers right here, this is the perennial lavender designer paper, which happily carried over from last year's Stampin' Up! Catalog to this year's. So I love this paper. I think the colors and the designs are absolutely gorgeous. So I used Gorgeous Grape for the ink. I stamped the image once, rotated it slightly, and then stamped it again. So you get that variation in color simply by stamping twice. I used Pretty Peacock for the center. This was stamped off once to make it lighter. And then I used Pretty Peacock ink for the sentiment, the stem, and the leaf. Super duper easy card. Okay. Now let's bring in our worker bee card. This is more of a, I'm not going to say advanced because it's very, very simple, but we're stepping up the Busy Bee card just a little bit. You can see that I'm using the same papers, the same colors. The only difference is I added in crumb cake because I wanted to coordinate with this designer paper, and I stamped two flowers instead of one. So we've got Pretty Peacock card base, perennial lavender for the designer paper, Gorgeous Grape and Pretty Peacock again, same colors, and then Pretty Peacock ink on the crumb cake sentiment strip. And then this time I added the basic beige bordered ribbon. Now this is on the last chance list. I want to show you that ribbon up close. Isn't that gorgeous? It's on the last chance list and it's on sale. So if you like this ribbon, which I love, I recommend that you stock up on it while it's on sale before it goes away. It will be available until it sells out. Okay. Very simple card. It just added a few more layers and you can see the difference that that makes. Just makes it a little bit more rich, if you will. Okay, here we have our Queen Bee card. Isn't this gorgeous? And it's so simple. The bottom of the card is just a mat of Pretty Peacock, and then the card opens from the front. Let me bring this over so you can see this. Very, very simple. Isn't that gorgeous? And just a simple fun fold, but very easy to do. Now, with the Gorgeous Grape perennial lavender designer paper, that's a mouthful, I embossed this layer with the pressed flowers embossing folder, and that just gave it some depth on the card. Then on the inside, I just have a white mat with some of the perennial lavender paper that coordinates with the front. Again, we have the crumb cake here, but this time I stamped the thanks in Pretty Peacock and the so very much in Gorgeous Grape. I don't know if you could see that. That's optional. I wrapped some of the basic beige around the front of the card. You can see it here. And then I just added some of the crumb cake essential baker's twine just to add, kind of pull these colors together is what I was going for. And then what I did is I took some of this paper and some of the Pretty Peacock perennial lavender paper. That's why you could see it's got a little bit of color variation. That's because it's the designer paper. And I die cut out the floral images. I did 2 and just layered them so that kind of offset them when I layered them. And then I did the leaves. So very, very simple, thanks to the dies. And then to finish this off, I use the pressed flower motifs. I'm going to hold those up so you can see how absolutely gorgeous those are. Aren't those pretty? Oh my gosh. And you can really see when I hold this up close how by die cutting these images out of the paper, you get that beautiful variation in color. So again, I have the full instructions for you. If you're on YouTube, just click the link in the description. If you're watching on Facebook, you can actually comment #long, Long, and the link to the tutorial will be sent to you. So there you have it, my friends. Let me bring these back out. We've got this gorgeous Busy Bee card, got the Worker Bee card. Okay, that's not going to work. Let me lift my camera up just a little bit. There we go. And we've got the Busy Bee card. So the beginner card, when you want to put a little bit more work into it, the Worker Bee card, and then the quote over the top. I don't think this is an over the top Queen Bee card. It's very, very simple as long as you have a cut and emboss machine and the dies. Makes it very simple to do. So let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite and which one you would be most likely to make. And I'll be back next week with another Step It Up Stamping. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you later. Bye.